What's up guys, we're here back again with another video, and this is a follow-up to my primary weapons guide. This is the secondary weapons guide. So I'm going to talk about each weapon and yes, the mods that go with it and what we feel is the best way to attach said mods to your chosen weapons. But yes guys, if you enjoyed this one, drop a like. You want to see more content from Zombie Army 4, then guys, you know what to do? Press the sub button. Let's do this. Okay guys, as I said, this is a follow-up to my last video, the primary weapons guide. If you haven't seen that, there's a link above right about now. Click that and that's a showcase of the primary weapons. And today we're going to go for the secondary weapons. It's all about shotguns, SMGs, assault rifles and big fat rifles, which we'll go through very shortly. But yes guys, we'll go through them each individually. And then you tell me in the comment section what you feel is the best go-to weapons in the game. Guys, first thing we're going to start with is my favourite weapon. And it's the first weapon in the secondary weapon slot. It is the M30 Drilling. Now this beast, the M30 Drilling Triple, is adapted for the Dead War to have 3 12-gauge barrels for maximum damage output against the zombie hordes. And as you can see, this is a powerful, powerful beast. Not to mention a very beautiful looking beast as well. Now this weapon hits very hard, and as you can see here, this has full damage. Full damage. Take a look at this. 95% damage on this. Some good reload speed. The control's a little bit way off, and the rate of fire is quite slow, but that's fine because the carnage you output on this weapon is insane. Let's take a look at the upgrade mods, and we'll start from the top. This is the first weapon that I have mastered. I intend to go through every single weapon and do all the challenges after as well, so this is the first weapon I've gone for simply because I found most comfortable with this weapon. Now there are 3 different sections of the skill tree. The first section is the flame barrel. With that is an incendiary mod, and then that can be upgraded to the incendiary mod 2, which is to increase the incendiary blast. And then you have the sawn off. Reducing the length of the barrel reduces recoil, increases speed and increases reload speed. Or you could go for the incendiary mod, which is, again, it's moderately expanded to increase the incendiary blast. Yeah, it's good, but I much prefer the sawn off because I want to make sure that the reload speed's better, the spread is better and the recoil's better, and then that just gives me more damage, I feel. So I've gone for the sawn off on this setup. In terms of the range, which is the middle option, gun sight, which is slightly increases shot range. And then you have gun sight again, that's moderately increases shot range. And you got trigger mod. 1 trigger pulls all 3 rounds, and that's crazy. But again, if you miss, you have to wait a long time to get it back. So that's something to bear in mind. Instead of having 3 shots and maybe killing a lot of enemies, you get 1, which I'm not overly keen on that. It can be devastating against elite enemies, but still, I prefer this one, which is the flame bayonet. When fully heated, the next melee will ignite enemies, and then that's just a nice to have. I'd rather have 3 in the mag than just 1 of 3 pellets, so that's something to bear in mind. I'd much prefer the flame bayonet on this setup. Now in terms of the damage skill tree, it's a damage mod to increase my damage per shell, and then again that moderately increases that. And then I've gone for another damage mod that greatly increases pellets per shell. I could go for the slug damage, swap pellets for a high-powered slug. This increases the accuracy, range, and dismemberment. That's pretty good. But again, I've gone for raw damage with this weapon, and it is crazy. M30 Drilling is my favourite. It is my favourite weapon so far. Now, guys, the second weapon is the MP44. The MP44 was a German assault rifle that was extremely successful during World War II. As the zombie hordes grew, the relatively short cartridge, controllable automatic fire, and a more compact design proved particularly effective against the onslaught of Hitler's Undead. Now with this weapon, you can see the damage, yeah, it's so-so. It's got decent control, okay reload speed, and decent rate of fire. I'm just reviewing this as a standard weapon. That's it. We'll go through the upgrades and we'll talk about what we feel's best on this particular assault rifle. Now we'll start at the top. This has got explosive rounds, there's damage, and there's accuracy. So in the explosive round skill tree, so we got explosive round, and then again the explosive mod, and then a semi-auto mod. That mod allows semi-automatic firing, increases critical chance. Again, that's a nice one. Or the explosive mod that is expanded to increase your explosive radius. I prefer semi-auto. That's what I'm going to go down when I set this up. Now, damage is the second option, so I'm going to get a slightly increased damage mod, and then moderately increased damage mod, and then the extended magazine to 45, or the heavy bayonet, increases melee damage and the chance of knocking down enemies. I like the extended magazine because I'd rather more of the mag because that's more DPS. So that's the option I'll go down on this setup. Now, accuracy is the next option. There's a grip that increases accuracy of shots and reduces recoil. And again, that's going to further do so. And then you have the scope added to allow accurate sniping of targets. Or the vampire scope. Returns health on each successful critical hit. Again, this will mean your scope when you ADS, it will be red. So you will get a red screen. And that's something, again, to take into consideration if you want this particular scope. But if you do go down that route, I would definitely mod it like this. The semi-auto mod that increases critical hit chance. Because you will get health back on hit. That's something to bear in mind. Again, that's something I'd consider setting up. But personally, I'll perhaps go down the scope to more accurate sniping of targets. That's probably the route I'll go down. But I would try this out, Vampire Scope, and see how effective it is with the semi-auto mod. But it's a good weapon. It's a nice weapon to have with the MP44. And then we have the first SMG, which is the Thompson. The Thompson is the Tommy gun, of course, made famous by law enforcement and criminals alike, has found a new purpose for its high rate of fire and comparatively low recoil in putting down zombies in the dead war. This has a low magazine. Now, in terms of the stats, it has low damage, it has really good control, reload speed, and rate of fire, so they compensate for the lack of damage. You're going to get a lot of control and accuracy with this particular weapon. So in terms of mods, there's the Divine Shot Barrel, magazine, and damage. So with the Divine mod, the vial charge over time. When glowing, the next few shots will deal double damage. That's nice. And then the Divine mod 2 increases the number of Divine hits when charged. You have the Rapid Fire Bolt. Modified Bolt greatly increases the rate of fire. And you see at the bottom of the screen, that's going to increase it to around about 90%. That's nice. Or the Divine mod greatly increases the number of Divine shots when charged. I'd perhaps go down the rate of fire. I'd like a nice sexy rate of fire on any weapon, so this may come in handy. Magazine is the next option, so that increases to 30. That's good. And then increases to 40. That's great, and again, that's what I want. You have the Drum magazine, and that will increase it to 60. Or the Serrated Bayonet, increased melee damage and the chance of dismemberment. It has to be Drum magazine. I'd rather have the rounds in the mag. So 60 in the mag is just awesome. And again, with the Rapid Fire Bolt, so the high rate of fire with more in the mag, that's the way I'll go on this Tomo gun. Now damage, slightly increases the damage output. The damage mod is in moderately increases damage output. And you have the grip added to moderately increase accuracy of shots and reduce recoil. Or option 2 is the ammo attachment mod, increases the durability of ammo attachments. Tough one to go down. Personally, I'll perhaps go down the grip route, but I'll test this out and we'll come back in a future video and see what we think about that. Let's go to the next weapon, guys, and that is the trench gun. The trench gun is this beastly shotty. The pump action reload makes quick shots to the heads an extremely effective way of clearing out nest zombies. The trench gun has found a new use in the streets of the Undead. Yes, guys, a trench gun is a really nice shotty. I like this. I genuinely do. And it's just behind the M30 drilling, in my opinion. But still, let me know what you think in the comments section. Some people will probably go for this because of more in the mag. And I can see where you're coming from. Personally, I like the drilling because it's just carnage. It is the Rotty Shotty. It is an insane beast of a weapon. But still, let me know what you think in the comments section. You see the damage is around about 65%. Control, a little bit on the low side. Rate of fire is low, and reload speed is a little bit better. But let's take a look at the upgrades. So we have an electrified barrel. Again, valves will charge over time. When fully charged, the next round will be an electric shot. Again, that's a bit like the Gewehr 43. That's something to bear in mind as well. It's a similar kind of setup. An electric mod 2, and then again, that will increase the electrical damage output. Speed grip, improved grip added to increase the rate of fire. Or the electric mod expanded to allow electrical arcs from hit zombies. Again, that is just a personal preference, the route to go down. If you want to go down the electric build route, then this one. But again, the grip is nice for the extra bit of rate of fire as well. Something to bear in mind again, but I would go down the electric mod route. I think that's a better setup on this particular trench gun. So in terms of the magazine, we have the cartridge rail that allows 6 shells to be chambered. Cartridge rail 2, that allows 7 shells to be chambered. And cartridge rail, which allows 8 shells to be chambered, increasing reload speed. Or the electric bayonet, when fully charged, next melee will electrify enemies. It has to be the 8. I want the ammo in the clip. So yeah, definitely the 8 on the chambered cartridge rail, definitely. Now the damage mod for 1 and for 2. And then we have a last one, which is going to increase nice damage to around about 85%. But then slug damage, which swaps pellets for a single high-powered slug. This increases the accuracy, range, and dismemberment. Personally, I'd go for the extra damage. But again, personal preference is your choice. I'll go down the damage route if it was my choice on the trench gun. Now, the last weapon is the FG42. This is a rifle. And it has, yeah, it's bizarre. It's a rifle. It's in a secondary slot. It's down on here as an SMG, which is crazy. We'll show you very shortly. As you can see, let me just equip it. And let's go back. SMG. You can see there, it's not an SMG. It is a rifle. But it is a really nice rifle once it's fully upgraded. I have used this several times, and I do like it in PvE. I haven't done a lot of it in campaign, in all fairness, but I will talk about the lower stat end and about how this weapon can be beastly. Really, really beastly. It is a part of DLC, so you have to pay for it, I'm afraid. So it is behind a paywall, so it is to bear in mind. But still, you have better options. But I'll go through the upgrade options anyway. But the damage is decent. Control bit on the low side. Okay reload speed and rate of fire. But with this, it's all about the mods. So the first mod is the flame barrel, incendiary mod. And again, the barrel heats up over time. Incendiary mod for the second option, and the third option again, the incendiary mod or the semi-auto mod. Allows semi-automatic firing and increases your critical hit chance. All day long, semi-auto, definitely. This weapon is really, really strong. The good thing with this is it doesn't require upgrade kits. So you see for the first option, the unlock requirement is 50 enemy limbs dismembered. I have 6, something to bear in mind. Doing this, you can do this just by naturally playing the game, and you unlock the said requirements. Magazine is the next one. There's only 10 in the mag. Once you start with this weapon, you will feel it is underpowered for sure. You'd think, hang on about, I've got only 10 bullets and I'm popping these bullets out and not much is happening. It feels good, but the reload speed is a bit naff. So, but yes, once you start to power this weapon up, you can see how much carnage you can produce. So the first option is the extended magazine, so increase it to 15. And you can see there, I need 25 creeper kills, and that is quite easy. Once you're just playing for the game, you'll get this very, very easy. The second unlock is 20, and the third one is 30, or you can go for the grip, which is grip added to greatly reduce recoil. Personally, it's got to be the magazine. I'd rather the bullets in the mag. And then you have the damage mod. Again, this will have a requirement, which I've already unlocked. The slightly increases damage output. Same again, so I need to kill 150 zombies with this. And then option 3 is the scope. Have a nice scope on it for the extra bit of damage. Or the flame bayonet. When fully heated, the next melee will ignite enemies. I perhaps go down the scope route so you can snipe with this. Again, completely your personal preference, but yeah, for me, it has to be the scope. But there you go. But guys, that's an overview of the weapons in the secondary weapon slot. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Let me know what you're going for, what you've mastered already. I'm sure you guys have mastered a lot more than me. You see, I'm rank 49 at the minute. I'm just working through weapon by weapon, making sure they're mastered, getting that nice sexy platinum skin, but thoroughly enjoying this game. So guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. What's your favourite secondary weapon? Mine is the M30 drilling, but still, once I power up the FG42, that may take over. I'm not too sure. But guys, as always, if you enjoyed this video, drop a like. Want to see more content from Zombie Army 4, hit the sub button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.